Welcome to a journey through time where we explore the evolution of one of the most beloved genres on television, the sitcom. Our starting point, the very first sitcom to grace our screens, Pinwright's Progress. Broadcasting for the first time in the winter of 1946, this British comedy series introduced us to the world of J. Pinwright, the world's worst businessman, brilliantly portrayed by James Hayter. Originally, sitcoms were a product of radio. However, Pinwright's Progress transitioned this genre to the small screen, offering viewers a visual experience to accompany the witty banter and comedic situations. It was a simple concept, yet its execution was groundbreaking. It paved the way for an entirely new form of entertainment, one that would become a cornerstone of television programming, and thus the sitcom was born, setting the stage for a genre that would revolutionize television. As we step into the 1950s and 60s, we enter the golden era of sitcoms, a period marked by iconic shows like I Love Lucy and The Honeymooners. This was a time when sitcoms began to truly take form, shaping the television landscape for generations to come. A standout of this era, I Love Lucy, first graced our screens in the early autumn of 1951. The show was groundbreaking. It was not just a series of comedic sketches, it was a narrative wrapped in humour, centred around the charismatic Lucille Ball. Ball's character, Lucy Ricardo, became a household name, captivating audiences with her endearing antics and expressive style. After 6 laughter-filled years, I Love Lucy ended its run in the spring of 1957, but not before leaving an indelible mark on the sitcom genre. Hot on the heels of I Love Lucy came The Honeymooners. Premiering in the fall of 1955, this sitcom introduced us to the unforgettable characters of Ralph Cramden, played by the brilliant Jackie Gleason, and his ever-patient wife Alice, portrayed by the talented Audrey Meadows. Though it only aired for a single year, The Honeymooners was a hit. Ralph's dreams and schemes, coupled with Alice's dry wit, created a dynamic that was both hilarious and relatable. These shows, among others from the golden era, revolutionized the sitcom genre. They moved beyond simple slapstick, incorporating elements of drama and romance, and introduced complex, well-rounded characters. More importantly, they began to reflect real-life situations, albeit through a comedic lens. The sitcoms of the golden era weren't just about making audiences laugh. They were about connecting with them, about making them see a bit of their own lives on the screen. These sitcoms set the precedent for the genre, paving the way for more innovative and diverse narratives. They demonstrated that humour could be found in everyday life, that comedy could be a tool for storytelling, and that sitcoms could be more than just a series of jokes. They could be something meaningful, something memorable, and so the golden era of sitcoms continues to influence the television we watch today, reminding us of the power of laughter and the importance of storytelling. Fast forward to the 70s and 80s, a time when sitcoms began to reflect the dynamics of the ever-evolving American family. The sitcom landscape was transformed with the advent of shows like All in the Family and The Cosby Show. All in the Family, which aired from 1971 to 1979, was a groundbreaking sitcom that tackled controversial issues of the time. At the heart of the show was the character Archie Bunker, masterfully portrayed by Carol O'Connor. Archie was a lovable bigot whose prejudiced views clashed with those of his liberal son-in-law, creating a backdrop for the exploration of social and political issues such as racism, women's liberation, and the Vietnam War. Then in the mid-80s, The Cosby Show came onto the scene. Running from 1984 to 1992, this sitcom introduced us to the Huxtable family, an upper-middle-class African-American family living in Brooklyn, New York. The patriarch of the family was Cliff Huxtable, a character brought to life by the comedic genius of Bill Cosby. The show was praised for its positive portrayal of a successful African-American family, a rarity in the largely white landscape of American television at the time. While All in the Family and The Cosby Show were vastly different in their themes and characters, they both shared a common thread, a focus on family and the issues that families face. They tackled important social issues of their time, providing not just entertainment, but also a commentary on society. They made us laugh, but also made us think. These shows were part of a larger trend of family sitcoms that began to address societal issues more directly. They started a conversation, a dialogue that was much needed in an era of rapid social change. They reflected the real world with all its complexities, and in doing so, they changed the face of sitcoms forever. This era marked a significant shift in sitcoms as they began to mirror reality more closely, addressing pressing societal issues. The 90s and early 2000s brought forth a renaissance in sitcoms, with groundbreaking shows like Friends and The Office. It was a time when television was evolving, and sitcoms were at the forefront of this evolution. Shows like Friends and The Office were not just about laughter. They were about relationships, office politics, and the everyday struggles of life. They were relatable, they were real, and they were incredibly popular. Friends, which aired from 1994 to 2004, was a phenomenal success. It was a show about 6 friends living in New York City, navigating their way through life, love, and a whole lot of coffee. The show's ensemble cast, including the likes of Jennifer Aniston and Matthew Perry, became household names, and their characters, their catchphrases, and even their hairstyles became cultural touchstones. Then came The Office, a mockumentary-style sitcom that ran from 2005 to 2013. It was a show that took us into the mundane world of office life, but with a twist. The show's unique style and humour, coupled with performances by actors like Steve Carell and Rainn Wilson, made it a hit. The Office was more than just a sitcom. It was a commentary on the corporate world, wrapped in humour and heart. These shows and others like them shaped pop culture in ways that are still felt today. They gave us memorable characters, quotable lines, and moments that are etched in our collective memory. They pushed the boundaries of what a sitcom could be, proving that these shows could be more than just a source of laughter. They could be insightful, they could be poignant, and they could be a reflection of our own lives. This Renaissance period pushed the boundaries of sitcoms, making them a staple of pop culture. And even though these shows have since ended, their influence lives on, resonating in the sitcoms we watch today, and likely the sitcoms we'll be watching in the future. Now we arrive in the present, where sitcoms continue to evolve and captivate audiences worldwide. In today's age of television, sitcoms have taken a giant leap forward. They've grown more diverse, more inclusive, and more reflective of the world we live in. Take, for instance, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, a police sitcom that's both hilarious and socially conscious, featuring an ensemble cast led by Andy Samberg and Terry Crews. Or consider The Good Place, a sitcom about the afterlife starring Kristen Bell and Ted Danson, which uses comedy to explore deep philosophical questions. Meanwhile, Schitt's Creek, a Canadian sitcom, has gained global acclaim for its representation of LGBTQ+ relationships and its heartwarming portrayal of a family's journey from riches to rags. Co-created by and starring father-son duo Eugene and Dan Levy, this show has truly made its mark in sitcom history. But where are we watching these sitcoms? The answer is increasingly on streaming platforms. Services like Netflix, Hulu, and Amazon Prime have changed the way we consume television. No longer are we tied to a weekly schedule. We can now binge an entire season in one sitting if we so desire. These platforms have also become breeding grounds for new sitcoms like The Kaminsky Method on Netflix, which features Michael Douglas and Alan Arkin in a comedy about getting old. Streaming platforms have also given new life to older sitcoms. Shows like Friends and The Office have found a second wave of popularity, with younger audiences discovering them for the first time, and older fans revisiting their favourite episodes. In fact, these platforms have even started reviving cancelled sitcoms due to popular demand. Arrested Development and Gilmore Girls are prime examples of shows that were given a second chance thanks to the power of streaming. As we continue to enjoy the laughter and joy sitcoms bring, we can't help but wonder what the future holds for this versatile genre.